I'm a joint Fit Nation, bro.
Are you really?
Yeah, so I was looking because last time it took me a minute to get there, but I was looking if I leave the crib before basically before 2, I can get there in like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, but driving home's gonna suck. It's gonna fucking suck for you, bro. With the traffic going home.
Yeah, see, I don't mind. I don't mind on the way back. Just on the way to the gym, if it's any longer than like 45 minutes, I start to lose steam. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
on the way back, I don't mind. Like I'm self-employed. You know what I'm saying? So I make my own whatever I want my schedule to be. It could be. So if it takes me an hour back, an hour 15 back,
it is what it is.
Yeah, but
on a high note though, dog. I mean, we actually we're changing. We this past week we decided to change our training to 7 p.m.
Oh, 7 p.m.
Yeah, dog. Because fuck, we used to train at, when he was on prep. We were training at 2, and 30 minutes in, dog. I mean, seriously, just dripping sweat. You know, I mean, just bad. Got to the point where kind of felt like performance was kind of getting taken away by being so fucking hot. You know what I mean? So when he stopped, we tried to do the 11 a.m. time. Thinking, okay, maybe a little bit cooler. Nope. So when he got back from Las Vegas, we came back late on Monday. So we said, okay, well, fuck it, let's train at 7 when we get back. We trained on Monday at 7, bro. It was so much cooler, less sweat, just felt better, much better. You know what I mean? Overall.
Bro, so that's dope. So that's gonna make it even better because you know what's gonna happen is that coming home is gonna be a breeze now because so at 7, if I leave at 6, I could get there in like 40 minutes. 40 minutes, and on the way back home, it'll be like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Simple.
So that's dope. But what's y'all split though? The same split?
Yes,
yeah, pretty much.
I was like, I popped up and I was like, fuck, did I do it wrong?
we didn't say that. He's like, do y'all see me?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, but I was like, I've been here for like a good 30 seconds and ain't nobody acknowledged my ass.
Yeah, you just barely popped in.
Yeah. This is off season off-season oatmeal, the Fruit Loops.
That means your ass just got up. That's what that means.
That's meal number 1.
Yeah.
Now, it actually meal 2. I had steak and eggs with the cream of rice.
Oh, okay.
And then I had a protein shake. I was gonna eat another meal, but I was like, okay, I don't want to be sitting here eating chicken and rice. So
yeah,
I was like,
I get it.
Let me get in a quick bowl of cereal with my shake.
But you train on Sundays, baby, or are you off on Sundays?
Yeah, no, I train Sunday.
Okay.
So
our split's pretty much the same, bro. Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday off. For me, it's active because I'm on prep. Thursday shoulders, Thursday shoulders, Friday legs, and then Saturday arms, Sunday off.
Okay.
For me, active. I'll do cardio on Sunday.
Y'all both got the same one, right?
Yeah.
Except once I started off season, I don't do nothing on Wednesdays and Sundays, so there's no active rest day anymore. So I get my cardio done on my training days. I throw calves and abs in every other training session, pretty much. Never cardio on leg days. So Wednesday and Sundays, I literally the most I'll do is I'll walk my dog.
Okay. So what I do post show on my rebound is actually like a Compton special. Compton told me, he didn't tell me to do it, but he told me that he used to do after the show. If he had energy, he would start training everything twice a week for a while.
I did that. 3-day split, 1 day off, 3-day split.
Yeah.
So, I like that.
So I tried it, right? I'm pumped all day. I'm just sitting down pumped for no reason. And I'm like, yo, I kind of like it, bro. I kind of like it. So I'm gonna see if how long I can recover from it. Probably after the rebound, I might, for when I do the health phase, I'll probably go back to once a week because on the health phase, you're not trying to do everything twice a week, right?
Yeah.
And plus, I can't really train that heavy right now. I could, but I don't want to train that heavy right now. So again, like I'm doing like really 15 to 20 reps everything. So doing everything twice a week, I'm not sore. I'm just pumped. So I feel like it's really working. So for me, you said Monday. What you said? Monday legs? Or no?
Monday chest, Tuesday
Okay.
back, Wednesday off,
Right.
Thursday shoulders, Friday legs.
Okay. So
and Saturday arms.
So I got Monday legs, Tuesday Tuesday back and shoulders. So I'm gonna hit back with y'all since I got back on Tuesday, right? Back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I got chest and arms. Then I got legs Thursday, but since I got legs Friday, I could put legs Friday. Yeah,
it's funny. We've had a lot of requests for our leg days. Everybody wants to put legs on Friday with me and Paul.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's the go-to.
It's one of those days, but I definitely want to get like a good YouTube video with y'all, like with my camera guy, like a hardcore training session, whatever body part. Just because I feel like y'all got really good like insight on the sport. Y'all got a lot of information. Y'all got great personalities, and I kind of want to see y'all like in that kind of light. Like, you know what I'm saying? With the mics on, they can hear what y'all saying with like 4K quality, you know what I'm saying, training footage. They don't got to be all the time, but at least once a week or twice a month. I want to put out some like with y'all in it like that. And that gym in general, it should be regarded higher like as one of the meccas of the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Because you go to Gold Venice is cool, but that gym it's a different kind of vibe. Like it really makes you want to work. You know what I'm saying? So I think people should really know what Fit Nation is. So I plan on definitely putting that out on social media, and we could do a live podcast. I got the camera that the mics, all that. We could all have a mic. We could sit on those couches. I'll just put the camera stand right there. We go for 30, 40 minutes to hour live podcast. We could have the owner on. We could have Junior on. Like,
oh yeah, that'd be cool. Junior Art.
Yeah, speak about his journey. We could have Casey on. There's, I see there's girl competitors in there. We could just have, we could host it. We could interview them. Y'all could come up with some ideas of who y'all want on it, and we'll just interview them right there. You know what I'm saying?
Do like a once a week type thing or what?
But whenever the podcast once a week, but we don't have to interview somebody there once a week. But I would definitely want to do the whatever y'all comfortable with. I mean,
that'd be dope though. If we did like once a week and brought somebody a guest once a week to jump in. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah! I mean, we in LA, bro. Like we could tell whoever to pull up.
Yeah.
Anybody to pull up, and we could do it right there on the couch. Fucking Fit Nation podcast. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah.
Like it's part of the game. Now social media is part of the game. Like in the beginning, I was so like I knew I had to do it, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna do it even if I hate it. And I hated it. I'm like, yo, I don't want to pull out the camera. I don't want to pay this dude to record me. I just want to put my head down. And then now, like when you start getting the feedback, people are like, yo, I fuck with your shit. I watch your shit. Yo, this is real bodybuilding. I like it. You're not doing no weird gimmick shit and like crazy skits and twerking and shit. Like, and it makes you feel good. And you're like, you know what? Maybe this isn't as bad as we thought, because I would have loved to have seen some of the 90s guys do this. I would love to see Kevin Levrone have sat down and talk about shit that, you know what I'm saying, that we never heard him talk about. Oh, his boys chopping it up. Imagine Kevin chopping it up with Ronnie Flex. Yo, yeah. This is we doing this. We going, all that is fun. And then, 5 to 10 years from now, think about it. Like we don't know where we're gonna be. Joe is gonna be a fucking top 5 Olympian by then, like, and then you can look back and be like, oh, look, he was doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be something completely else. And now a lot of these guys, they're our peers, we're talking to these pros, so it's dope. Compton is in town. He could come join. I already had Compton on my podcast, but in person, that'll be even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like to brainstorm. I have all these ideas, and when I got people who are like-minded, it helps it flow. Whereas when I'm here, people don't really, they're not really, they only bodybuild when it's convenient. Y'all really live this shit. That's why I fuck with y'all, and that's why I want to be around y'all. You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of these new guys are doing it for the clout, bro, for the facts, you know what I mean? Like they don't have the passion and the love that they portray themselves to have. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were behind a camera, or would they still be doing it and as hard? You know what I mean?
They're doing shit in reverse, and that's like kind of like you were saying. Like in the beginning, you tried it, but your mindset was building your foundation first, which is what matters most. So like you came in with the passion for it, which is why you didn't like the social media side to it. Exactly. But obviously, with the foundation created, I think it's better that you waited. Now you're starting to do the social media thing now because you stayed in the right mind frame. You know, a lot of people try to do shit backwards and try to build the body after the so-called fame or whatever, and that's not what it's about. And that's why when you talk to people like Paul, yourself, or like a Casey or myself, you get a genuine side to the love for the bodybuilding, not for the fame.
Exactly.
And, it's the kids doing it in reverse. They didn't put the blood, sweat, and tears in yet. Mm-hmm. There's no foundation that drive that you do it outside of a social media following. So
facts, you know. So I go to zoo, right, and like I like the equipment. So zoo is basically Dragon's Lair. So Bradley, I'm assuming basically because he works for Arsenal as well. So it's literally you walk in and it's literally verbatim, like all the same equipment, the same set. So I'm like, I like Dragon's Lair. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Equipment wise, it's the same, but vibe wise, obviously, is influencer instead of bodybuilder. Whereas Dragon's Lair, they are influencers, right? Because bodybuilders are influencers as well these days, right? If you're a top guy, you have to. But still, that the bodybuilding still comes first. It's just the afterthought. The camera guy is there. That's not affecting us. We doing what we do. We don't even know the mic is on. We just doing the same shit we do, right? So that's one thing. So the way I try to approach it when I'm there, sometimes I burn out and I'm like, bro, I can't train here today. Like Blueface is in here and he got girls twerking on the bench. And with all due respect, like, even though that might be cool right now, I'm 3 weeks out. I'm trying to do a chest press. 3 weeks out, you think I care about a girl twerking over there? I don't care.
And that's the thing too, like there's plenty of time to do that shit off hours, you know what I mean? Or like at a whole different time. But this is supposed to be a gym, and it's supposed to be where we're supposed to be working out and progressing and getting better. Like, why would like I don't think Fit Nation would let that happen. I just, you know what I mean?
No,
you know what I mean? Like, no.
I was gonna say, Paul, did you notice lately, like, because that was starting to try to happen at Fit Nation, but it died off. I haven't been seeing no tripods, no like young kids doing that kind of shit. Like, it didn't last long. It got weeded out very fast.
I think I know I give these motherfuckers dirty looks all the time. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, build the body first and then bring the tripod. You know, these kids.
But you noticed that once it was almost like right around the time me and you started working on my posing, it kind of went away. Because I think they realized, well, fuck, like this is what this is actually about. So we need to get the fuck out of here.
They're fucking up.
It's almost like you have to compartmentalize it, right? When I go to the zoo and film these workouts, well, you can tell when I'm working out for real or not. When I'm doing these reels, you guys know that's not how I work out. I'm not there like that's not my real workout, right? But sometimes when I put like a swipe workout and it's standing there and you actually see me training and talking to the camera, you can tell when I'm actually working out for real. Like I don't really train arms that hard because I don't want to overpower. You know, my arms are already overpowering the rest of my physique. So on the arm day, I'm filming, you know, whatever. So I'll go to zoo for that content in particular. When I really train, I'll go to Goals NoHo. Most people don't even see that training half the time, you know, unless I want them to, you know. But like in prep, you probably don't really see my real training. A lot of people didn't realize too. What I was posting, it was way out of whack. I don't know if y'all could tell by my condition or how it looked, but I was posting shit from weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, or sometimes you might hear me talking about like 5 weeks out when I was like a week out in real life.
Yeah.
So things was way out of point. So it was all over the place. But when I was training. When I was doing content, it was kind of separate. Zoo is for content, and that's something that is my business. I do got to make money at the end of the day. But when I want to train, I fucking want to train, and I want to be around people who make me feel like, make me feel like I'm not the outcast. Like that, there goes the bodybuilder guy training hard while we trying to bench press motorcycles and shit. You know what I mean? So it's different. But I will say they have great equipment, and there are some good competitors there. So with all due respect,
I'm sure
Bradley has a hell of a gym. It's just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so, and I'm still going to go to other gyms, even though I'm going to Fit Nation still. I'm still going to go to Venice. I'm still going to go to, the whole nine. But what y'all got going on over there, I just got to be a part of it, And then prep, when I really lock in, I need to be posing like that. Like the way I be posing, I need to be posing after every workout, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. Got to really live this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, when it's convenient. A lot of people here, like, I'll get cool with it. I'm like, yo, this guy is legit. And the next thing I know, he's not motivated. And I'm like, bro, you don't get to just do this when you're motivated. Like, this is something you always do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna really associate with this dude because he's not really in it. He's just doing it because he thinks it's in right now. So it's gonna help, So I'm like, nah, that's not what I want to be around. So I just said I'm just gonna take the drive. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, people weed themselves out real quick when shit gets real.
Exactly.
When you don't feel like doing things, like I had a question on one of the little Q&A things I did the other day, and they're like, how do you stay motivated? And I said, motivation doesn't exist in a land of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
But that just comes from a place, like, again, doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
if you have drive, you have ambition, it doesn't matter what you feel like, you're asking to get up and do it. Like there was literally, I have footage of me about to pass out on one of my transitions into my next pose. Like, no, if you're about to pass out, that means you're feeling some type of way when you're posing. And after workout in the heat of the day, super low carbs, dehydrated. Like, cause I get so dry, my body just like leaks water. So it's just like I said, Paul watches it all, and Paul's doing it right alongside with me. It's just like, like that. I don't feel like being there. Those last like 5-6 weeks, I don't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed and take a piss in the middle of the night, man. Like, so it's just it's a mindset, like you said. That's what the energy is. Me and Paul were just talking about this before we got on.
Yeah.
That you do shit even though you don't know where it's going to come from, but you have to if you want to get to a certain place. It has nothing to do with what style of training you're doing. It has nothing to do with like anything special other than the drive to want to be better and knowing that you got to go to that place. And that's all it is. There's nothing special that me and Paul do other than push each other when we know we're down, but we also know we each have it in us to take it to that place. It's just a matter of finding it and executing it.
Bottom line, bro, it comes down to having heart. How much heart do you have? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much will do you have? I mean, how much mental toughness do you have to get it done?
To be honest, like really, like I have to say, Paul and Compton really opened my eyes to that, because I had this idea almost to the point that I would feel bad for myself, right? Like, why is it so hard for me to get in shape, right? Like, why do I have to go zero carb, and why I have to do more than 2 hours of cardio, and I can't move, and then Paul is like, bro, you want this, you really got to lock in. Like, you like, I really shouldn't be, I shouldn't be beating you right now with your tools, but I'm beating you because I want it better than you, and I'm willing to suffer harder than you. And he's fucking right. You know what I'm saying? And Compton said the same thing. I'm like, yo, y'all really right. So I had to almost get to a point where I embrace it, where it's like, you almost enjoy it in a weird way, right? And this prep, I made it a thing, because I did the cow, and I suffered for the cow, and I was told, yo, come back 10 pounds lighter. So once I was told that, I was like, I'm never gonna hear that again. Never in my life will a judge tell me come in 10 pounds lighter. So I pushed it to the brink. I knew I was flat, but I did get flat before the cow, and I carved up, So I was like, I'm not even gonna carb. But I think I told Paul, I'm like,
I thought you were nuts.
Yeah, you talk about it, and he ended up being right. But I had to do that to be able to carb up next time. If I didn't do that, I would have never been right in the head because every show is like coming 10 pounds lighter, 10 pounds lighter. I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna come in 15 pounds lighter. So at the Cal, I was 255. I got my lowest was 245. I carbed it to 255. That was a bit overkill. So this one,
5 pounds.
yeah. But this one, I got down to like 238, and then I didn't carb, but I had my last. I didn't have any carbs till my last meal Friday. I had a burger and fries. So by the time I hit the stage, I was like 241 maybe, and a couple of people told me I would have been better off around 245 to 248ish.
Oh, absolutely, dog. You see that what you're posting now and how full you look. I mean, absolutely.
To be honest, I was kind of pissed when I woke up. That was a Saturday. Well, Saturday I was like, okay, this is a good look. But it was Sunday. I woke up Sunday about 252ish, and my glutes were still in because my glutes are so hard to come in. But what I didn't realize is once you go under and it's out, it's not gonna leave if you carb up. It's just that you have to go under, way under, right? If you go kind of like for the Cal, I went just enough to see like one line on my glute. So when I went up, it kind of left. But I went down so low that my glutes on Friday was Thursday night, my glutes were all the way in. So I kind of carved up a lot harder, but I was scared. I'm like, I don't want no judge to be like, well, there he goes. He's, I knew even if I was flat, you're going to get first call out if you're that peeled, no matter what. So I was like, no matter what, I got to be in that first call out. So that was the goal. And then once I did that, I ate up. But now I know I can push it. So moving forward, I'm definitely going to have an eye. I don't know if I'm going to work with Compton the whole prep, but definitely the last 4 weeks, I'm going to have either y'all. I mean, I'm going to be at Fit Nation. So y'all got more than enough experience to be my eye, or I could hit up Compton.
What's your next show? Are you going back to USA's next year? Or are you gonna do
I'm gonna see I'm gonna see how the off season goes. I haven't made a push to add size in off season since my last off season with Compton 2 years ago. So I've literally in off season I've been at like 300-400 carbs max off season, just maintaining so I could be in striking distance because I wanted to nail the condition first before I try to make that push and weight. So being that I nailed the condition now, I'm gonna make a push up. When I pushed with Compton, I got to 305. Pretty fucking soft. This past off season on like 300 carbs, maybe 3,500 calories, I was up to 290, but pretty lean. So I'm gonna push up to 320, bro.
You like to push better up to the higher numbers?
Yeah, cause you would think it would be easier to stay leaner, but for me to stay leaner, my calories have to be low. So then now I have to diet on even lower calories. So if I only get up to 3,500 calories, 4,000, now I have to diet on. I gotta go at 1,300 calories, bro. I had 3 meals of 8 ounces of tilapia. I had to start cutting into my protein because I had no carbs or fats left, and I wasn't lean enough. So I can't just say, well, okay, 2.5 hours of cardio. I'm gonna keep the food here and just stay fat. No, I'm gonna keep chopping the food. I didn't care if I got to 1,000 calories. I was gonna chop the food until my glutes were in. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. So, but when I worked up with Compton we got up to like 8,000 calories. I was able to diet on. It was still low, but it was like 2,000 calories instead of 13.
How the fuck did you put that down, dog? I mean, I think the most I've eaten was like close to 7, like 67, 6,800. Man, I was so tired of fucking food.
See, that's the weird thing, man. I don't have a big appetite, but the more I eat, the hungrier I get. So I wake up.
Like Joe.
I have no hunger when I wake up, but I go have my steak and eggs. I get hungry. Then I have my cream and rice, and my hunger continues to get higher throughout the day. So I can get down 10,000 calories, no problem. I just
That's crazy.
I just had no reason to do it because I can put on muscle on very low calories. You know what I'm saying? So me pushing the weight up, I can put on a lot of fucking muscle, but like I can legit, I think in a year I can put on over 10 pounds of muscle, you know, because that 1 year with Compton, I had taken a couple of years off of bodybuilding. I don't know if you guys noticed. I came completely off again. I wasn't bodybuilding in 2019 at all. So I was still like 260, 270, but I had no muscle. It was just fat. Yeah. So when we compare like the look, technically, because he helped me with my last show in 20, I had got overall in 2018, I think that was when I moved here. And he helped me towards the end. That's when I started with Compton before I took the break. And on stage, I was just a super. I was like 226 with no glutes. I was soft from the back, but I was hard from the front, and my shape was what won the show.
Yeah.
And we compared that versus the following show, and we after we did the math, it was like 20 pounds of muscle. Granted, I had lost some or whatever the case is. So and that was one off season. I'm not saying I'm going to add 20 pounds of muscle this off season, but I think it's realistic by if the look looks like I added 10 pounds of tissue, then I would do USA's again next year. Anything less than 10 pounds of tissue, I'm going to take longer than the year. You know,
you don't think you can put on some little bit of size and do nationals this year in November?
I think so, but I want to be undeniable for the fact that I'm so tired of hearing about potential. Like luckily for Joe, Joe was able to capitalize on his potential right off the bat, so he didn't have to hear about this potential. I've been hearing about potential since I was my first show. I was 23. I didn't compete consistently though. I did a show and then took a break, whatever. But since then, I remember I did a show when I was 23, and I had like literally like Flex Wheeler and like guys like that telling me this shit like on social media. Like literally, they followed me on my first show. Like Dexter followed me. You know, a lot of these top guys. I was, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like I just did a fucking local show. You know, and to be honest, I think it got to my head a little bit, bro. I started thinking like I was going to be pro the next year, just off of genetics. But
yeah,
judges don't give a fuck about your genetics. They want to see you. If anything, they're harder on you if they know you have good genetics. If they know who you are, I think they're going to be harder on you if they know you're not putting in the work. You know,
I was going to say, you know, that's that saying, hard work beats talent unless talent works hard. But that means talent still got to fucking work hard, you know? And not to say that you don't work hard in the gym, but part of that work is the dieting and the posing and shit. You can't just expect to be given, you know, just based on the.
Yo, I wasn't. It was all in my head. It was like, it's funny because even at the time, I don't train as hard now that I used to train back then. I was a nutcase. If I show you some of the footage, there was something wrong with me, bro. So in my head, nobody worked harder than me. But I was just talking about in the gym. Whereas outside the gym, Paul knows I would have like things that I thought were fine. Maybe some people could get away with it. I can't. Like protein bars, like Quest bars, or protein cereal, shit like that. I would do that in prep. So if Compton would be like 50 grams of, I don't know, he'll give me, say, tilapia. I'll be like, okay, well, this protein cereal got no fat. It's just protein. So I would have a bowl
of. No, that's a big thing I was going to bring up. You talked about, you know, you have an appetite, right? And you can eat all this food and you can put on muscle easily.
Yeah.
I think where you falter on the outside looking in, and then based on what you've told Paul and stuff, I think you slow your metabolism down and then lose muscle coming down, which makes it harder for you to get shredded because everybody slows their metabolism, but there's ways to reignite it. And that's where like eating whole food meals, like the meats and stuff, and sticking to the plan, not throwing any additives in there, like being disciplined in that so that your coach knows when to do the refeeds, not have you do them on your own, not snack here and there, but like ignite the metabolism. Because there was a time where my shit dropped and then I had to push really deep. And then you would refeed, and then it's like my body couldn't stop losing weight.
Yeah.
And it's just, and with less. So it's just, I think it's a matter of just literally sticking to what's being told and then eating the whole foods, not doing the fit your macros things. When it comes to a prep, it's all about metabolism and knowing how to reignite it as the prep goes. And that's going to keep the muscle tissue. That's going to keep the body burning. That's going to keep it going. And then you won't have to, like, for me to be able to diet on 2,000 calories and to get peeled weighing less, I don't have a fast metabolism. You can ask Paul. Like, it's just a matter of knowing how to reignite it. And Justin's really good at knowing how to do that.
Facts.
I mean,
but that's being coachable and staying on the plan. And
that's like to the T.
Dotting your T's and dotting your I's and crossing your T's is exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you know?
So that's why part of me wants to do I'm starting to like coaching myself, but part of me wants to try another round of prep with Compton because I don't think I was coachable when he coached me. So I don't think I got the most out of his coaching. Whereas now I think I'm a lot more coachable. So I think I would actually get so much more. And what you said about losing muscle, you know why I agree with you? I look at my fellow competitors, right? And I'm looking at us off season, and I'm like, the way I look off season sometimes, or my rebound phases, or some of these phases versus some of these other competitors, and then how I look on stage, it's crazy because I see so many people that in off season, I look so much more impressive than them. Like, what the fuck? Look at this guy. But then once we start going down, they get better and better, and they look bigger and badder and tighter, and they're growing into the show. And then I look like I'm losing it, right? I'm like, okay, he's big and full, and he's lean, right? Because granted, I was 290, but I wasn't fat, bro. And then it's like I go from 290, and I have to drop down to 240, and I'm still not as hard as the guy that was like 270, who drops down to 240, and he's harder than me. And I'm like Jordan Hutchinson. In our off seasons, you would think I was the pro and he was the amateur. He's like 280, like completely out of shape, and I'm like 290 hard. And then he's like shredded at 255, right? And then I'm at 255 with soft glutes, and it's like, what the fuck, you know? So it's like, yeah. but he's doing everything perfect. He's like, I'm not touching anything. It's just hot sauce and mustard or flavor gang or some shit. Whereas I'm like, okay, let me put a little soy sauce and barbecue sauce in. I'm like, it's a little bit, it won't make a difference, but then all these shit starts to add up. I'm like, oh, instead of a protein shake, I'm gonna have a Quest bar, and all these little things add up, and I think it just inflames me. And then now I'm doing more T3 and doing more cardio, and I'll probably have a faster metabolism than Joe, but I'm fucking it up, right? So then now I'm working too hard, and I end up losing tissue, you know, and it's just not going well.
Yeah.
So
there's so much you can get away with in the off season and stuff. I even talked about on the little podcast I just did, like at the end, just to hold my size, eating McDonald's and pizzas literally every single day at the end of the night. And that's just about getting enough calories in at that point. But the protein's there, the food's there. When you're coming down, though, you got to be meticulous. You got to be like where your meal times matter, so your digestion, you know, like it just, again, it stays ignited. The whole foods, like it's not about, it's more about the quality of the calories than the quantity at that point. And it goes both ways, but like I said, there's just some things in the off season, like your body has so much given to it that you can trickle things in there like that, and it'll still be all right. Yeah. I mean, I got to a soft ass 270, and my coming down, like me and Paul talked about, like going down, I built muscle
for sure,
like
100%.
And that's happened to me twice now, and all I did was nothing but whole foods, you know, in the prep and stuff, sticking to the plan, keeping the metabolism ignited. And it's in the beginning of any prep, I think everybody, especially being on all the androgens and shit you're on, you can still build muscle, maybe not to the max potential as an off season, but you can improve your look as you come down. 100%. And it's just again, it's just sticking to the plan.
100%. I think if I go to Compton at 20 to 22 weeks out at 320 with abs, like, yo, here Compton, let's get ready. I don't think I'm gonna lose to anybody. If I can legit go to him 320 with decent composition, like a similar composition I've been holding, and I go to him at 20 and follow exactly what's on the paper verbatim. No extra sauces, no anything. Exactly what's on the paper, nothing more, nothing less. At 320, I don't think anybody's gonna beat me next year.
You would think that stage would be like 280, 275?
No. I would be lighter, but the look would look like 280.
I think you would come and peeled at 260, do everything right, like absolutely peeled.
You know why I believe that? Because he sometimes he gives me an estimate, and I end up going lower. And Compton never misses. Usually, when Compton gives you an estimate, it's perfectly down to the T, and he always gets it right. Like from what I've heard from his other clients and what I've seen, but for me, it's always off because I think I'm the one fucking it up. I think I'm losing muscle because a couple of years ago he told me like at 245 I'll be ready, and that was when I was smaller. So I should already be 260 on stage by now, but I think I'm dropping the ball. I think I'm dropping the ball big time. So I got to hold myself accountable, and that's why I'm going to be out there and make sure every single dot is fucking I is dotted, even with the posing, because naturally I used to think that I don't have to practice posing because I'm good with routines because I used to dance, so I feel the music and I can move, but that has nothing to do with mandatories.
Yeah, your routines are fucking flawless, bro. I love your posing and your routines.
But my mandatories could be way better.
Absolutely,
Joe's you and Joe's mandatories are better than mine for your physique. Like for my shape, I can make that look a lot better if I just practice mandatories. Not
work.
Yeah,
that's what we do, bro. You know what I mean? Like when we're on prep, starting 12 weeks out, we were every day after we train, we're there doing 2, 3, 4 rounds, bro. You know what I mean? Last 3 weeks he was doing 2 rounds of holding 10-second holds and two regular rounds. So 4 rounds.
When he pulled my cardio, I told Paul we're doing 3 holding rounds plus the 2 prior
10-second rounds.
You see?
So when he was up there, bro, he was ready. But if they held him to judge him or to compare him, I mean, he was ready for those holds, Wasn't going to fade on him.
So it's just holding myself accountable and not going to these gyms where everybody is kissing my ass. You guys aren't gonna kiss my fucking ass. You guys.
You know what's dope, dog? The fact that you know this now, the fact that you're in tune with it, and you need to make it. You need to make a change, and it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen because you're aware. You know what I mean?
Thank you,
and the first part of knowing is being aware.
Yeah, it kind of has to be like if you're one of those people who always think you should. I'm not gonna call any names, but there's a lot of people who always think they should have won. If you think that you're not going to get better because you already think you're there, I've never felt that way. When Paul beat me, I was like, "Yeah, he beat me." I'm like, "Shit, he was harder, denser than me. Yeah, he fucking beat me. Shit." So I got to get harder and denser, right? But where somebody could be like, "Oh, look at my shape," and then that's telling yourself that you don't need to get better. So you're gonna fucking come back and lose again.
Yeah,
and Whereas I've like to believe I've gotten better every time I've stepped there, and I want to continue getting better the same way.
After I beat you, which I never should have, but after I beat you, I remember sitting down having a conversation with you, and you were telling me about taking owls and how owls build character. Yeah. And it's funny, man, because I have conversation with other people that may lose a show or whatever, and that conversation with you always pops into my head, and I go and relay the same message. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it does. Sometimes you need to take a loss in order to, like you said, that time to get better and to improve. To realize you're not as good as you thought you were. You know what I mean?
100%. I was talking. Big Mike. I was talking. Big Mike, right?
Yeah. I've competed against him a couple times.
I thought I'm at the gym, and I had like a heart-to-heart with him, and he really felt that conversation, man. I was looking at him in the gym, right, and he was huge. He was in a tank top, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" And I was like, I didn't realize how impressive he was. I was like, "This motherfucker's impressive."
Fucking, he's huge, yeah.
Oh,
for his size, his tallness.
So I was like, "Hey, this dude could really do something." So I started chopping up, and he just has to get hard. He's get hard, But
yeah,
we could all get better, you know what I'm saying? And the better we, the more we put into it, the higher standard we hold ourselves, the better. And but you guys hold yourself to a really high. I always tell you guys, bro, I have so much respect for you guys out of everybody, and not only you guys' physiques and the work you put in the gym, but the kind of men you guys are. You know, at the end of the day, the kind of men you guys are, the humility. You know, the whole time, like I didn't know you guys when at that show, and I'm seeing you guys. I'm tired and shit because you know usually around the show day I'm kind of a little out of it, and you guys are being so cool. Yeah, you guys are being so cool, and you competing against me. I'm like, yo, this guy's. And in my head, I'm like, I feel like I'm being too like reserved because I didn't really know anybody there. I was keeping to myself. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. And then I'm like, you know, I came sat next to you and we chopping it up. I'm like, yo, nah, this dude's legit. Because sometimes you can't tell if it's genuine because I didn't know you, right? So you can't genuine or you trying to pick my brain. I didn't know. But I'm like, yo, this dude's genuine. He's just like, he's just chill like that. It was almost unusual. I was like, this guy is legit. So from then on, I was like, you know, I definitely fuck with this guy. And then, you know, and then I started talking to Joe, and then he was basically another version of you. And I was like, these guys are real, and I always fuck with real, man. I always fuck. But let's take the subject. Joe, has it sunk in yet, bro?
Yeah, it actually, you know, so I was telling Paul it was Tuesday. We were heading back, and I was looking in the. I got a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I saw. I told Paul it was the first time I saw a pro physique, but it was my physique that I was looking at.
Okay.
And that's when the pro card sunk in. But the USA title, I was sitting in my room. My girl was eating on the side, and my buddy Casey like put a post about me, and then I responded to it obviously, and like pretty much said he was one of my heroes, and like you know like I thank him for everything. But then he said something that like just really hit me. He said, you know, Joe, I may have paved the way, but now you're leading the pack. Mm-hmm. And then it hit me what I just did. Like I I got my pro card, yeah, but I won a very like prestigious show, and I did it and I did it in a way that like the conversations after the cow was Joe, go get your pro card, you know, go to USA's. But I believed in a bigger picture. Like I saw you right after, and you thought I was crazy, and I was like, no, I see it. I have a vision, and I'm going to follow through. Like I truly believe I can do something like that. So all these things, like after he told me that, it all set in. Like, damn, Joe, like it wasn't about proving anybody wrong. It was about proving myself right in what I believed I could do.
Yeah.
And so I got all emotional. I looked at my girl. I was like, "Fuck, man! It finally set in." I was like, "That's for like," because I have the trophy right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I just like I looked at it and I got emotional. I felt that knot in my throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, I just did that. And because you're so stuck in going on to the next thing, it's hard to allow that kind of stuff to set in because like you said, you know, win or lose, if you're in this for the right reasons, you just want to be better. Like the look that I brought, the very first thing I do as I'm looking at all my stage shots, it's cool to see what I like, how I look, but I'm also seeing all the things that I need to improve for the pro stage, like what's going to make me stand out as a pro. Boom. And so I'm like, shit, man, like I need to stop analyzing the shit that like, you know, I want to work for and kind of like let what I just did, like feel what I just did. And so it was a really amazing feeling. But yeah, that happened on, I believe it was like Thursday night or something like that. It was like 10 o'clock at night when I got that or something. And I was like, damn, it was a good fucking feeling.
Yeah. So, okay. So from day one of the prep, right? In my head, I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, okay, Joe is going to be a heavyweight.
You and me both thought it.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, from the trajectory I've been seeing, I believe that Joe has the highest chance to win the overall, regardless of what weight class. But you know, he's a heavyweight, so I'm like, okay, Joe is obviously going to win the heavyweight. More than likely, he's going to win the overall, right? I'm going to try to. I feel like if I come in shredded, there's a good chance I could battle for the supers. You know, I heard Eric was doing it. I'm like, I don't know how serious to take Eric because I'm like, potential wise, I know he can be there battling with it, but it depends if he wants to take it seriously or if he wants to be an influencer. So I'm like, I don't know if he's legit yet because he hasn't proven it. So I'm like, okay, but that's really the only super I really knew. So I'm like, so in my head, I made it like, okay, it's probably gonna be me, Eric, and somebody else. Okay, and then Joe at heavyweights. Then I think it was 6 weeks out. I went to Fit Nation, right? That was like 6 weeks out.
That's
yeah, that was rough.
And then when I saw you in person, because I will say you don't translate in videos the same.
Paul always told me that.
Yeah. You don't translate. Obviously, like you looked impressive in the videos, but it's different in person. So I saw you in person, and I'm looking. I'm like, you're 235. I'm like, okay, his glutes are in, his face is in. This dude is 3 inches shorter than me. He's wider than me, and I'm like, Because before then, I was like, if I'm shredded, I have a chance to beat anybody, right? Then I was like, okay, even if I'm peeled, I don't think I could beat Joe right now.
I remember you saying that too. One of the last things you said, you're like, fuck. He's gonna win it all.
So I'm looking, I was like, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't care how small my waist is, brother. This is not men's physique. This ain't men's physique. I don't care how small I get my waist. I'm like, me shredded to the bone, I think he's still going to beat me because he's going to be shredded to the bone. But he's going to be this wide, and his chest is going to be this big. And the way he's hitting these poses, and I could tell in your head, you had at that point, you had the confidence. You knew that you were going to be Mr. USA. I felt it. I'm pretty sure you believe that already at that point.
I told Paul once because like I said, I went into the prep looking really soft, right? And I told him once I dieted for those first 7 weeks, it was 12 weeks out.
You'll know
that I was like, I'm going to win the show, Paul. As I'm telling you right now, now that I'm seeing everything come together with a little bit of fat that I got off, I'm seeing what I did. Like I'm seeing what I built in the off season enough to solidify in my mind that I'm going to win this show.
Yeah. And Paul knew it too. I knew it. And we kind of was off the side and I was kind of telling it. And I was like, yeah, I saw it. He saw it. We all fucking saw it. So I was like, okay. So so let me just make sure I'm in shape and make sure I'm in that first call out. You know what I'm saying? And then I can refine from there. So once I thought, okay, he got this title, and then then you told me that I think you told me that there's a chance you might do super. I don't know if you were sure yet.
Yeah, because what happened was where Justin was up in the air with it, because there was a period of that prep where I for a good 3 weeks, I was stuck at 243 pounds. But I was getting way, way tighter. Like you could literally see it. Like Paul was there every day.
Daily.
I was like, what the hell? Like I was like, honestly, Paul, like, I don't think I'm gonna make the heavyweights anymore.
And why?
And like I said, it wasn't because the weight wasn't moving, it was because my body was getting tighter.
Yeah.
As the weight stayed stagnant. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything, different. And so that's when Justin actually told me that wherever the scale falls, that's it. It is what it is. But then last minute, we pushed me farther because he kind of wanted to try to make the heavies.
Yeah.
But then we saw how flat I was. And the goal was to just make the weight and then start feeding me that afternoon right away. But because the way my body was working, I was so far, so flat. That's what I'm talking about metabolism. Like, you can still be that bad once you start feeding it, your body's a furnace. So it took me days to fill out. Yeah. And that's how we decided, because he asked me, because he was almost unsure. He asked me, it was a Saturday night. He messaged me randomly. My check-in day was for the next day. And he must have been looking at my previous pictures. So he saw that I took an extra 8 to 10 pounds off my body, but my conditioning didn't get better. I was just getting flatter and flatter and flatter. No, and he said he knew that I could come in peeled. It's just I wouldn't have my pop. And he's like, how set are you on being a heavyweight? And I said, look, Justin, from the very beginning, I told you I plan on winning the show. I just want to bring my best look. So if I have to be a super heavy, at the end of the day, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to fight for the overall. That means I have to go against whoever the heavyweight winner is anyways.
Either way, yeah.
Good. And so that's when we pulled the trigger on that, and that's kind of when I think we did exactly what I needed to do, because by pushing me that far, it got me that healed to where I didn't have to worry about spilling over anymore. It's just a matter of feeding me enough over time to where I can just get to the look and hold it. I even had to drink more water than I drink. Like I was on Dave Palumbo's podcast saying that the lowest my water got was 2.5 liters, I think.
Lucky you, man. Lucky you. I can't even say out loud what the fuck I was doing those last couple
days. Oh, but backtracking, this has kind of been stuck in my head. You talked about seeing me at Fit Nation, right? So I had to have been around like somewhere between 5 and 7 weeks out. And I was on the Explore page on Instagram or whatever. And I didn't even know he was going to be on the show. I didn't know who he was. But Eric, he popped up on my Explore page, and I looked at his physique because it showed it was like a transition from, I don't know what the time frame was, but
he did classic. He did classic last year, believe it or not.
Yeah, see, so I looked at his videos, and I kind of or that video in particular, I didn't go deep into it, but I saw that, and I was like, damn, man, this guy was really fucking good. I was like, I wonder if I could beat someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so far away. I didn't even know he was doing the show until 2 weeks out or something, because I didn't even care to look at any super heavies. I was so stuck on oh, we're going to be heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I saw him in line. I was like, oh shit. Well, that question's about to be answered.
Yeah, you're about to find out. Yeah.
And then, of all the people that I ran into on my last workout of the peak week, was Eric at Dragon's Lair.
Uh-huh.
He came up to me and introduced himself to me when I was doing cable flies. It was my first exercise there.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of funny how life works. Because I literally asked myself that question. I wonder if I could beat this guy, because this guy looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the way life works in general is crazy, because I'm the one that kept telling him to go up to bodybuilding, and I'm like, he comes and beats me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest, right? But he was classic. So in my head, I know he's a bigger person than me. He's a bigger man than me, right? He's taller, wider, but muscularity wise, I didn't think he could hang as a super in a year. So in my head, I see him, I'm like, oh, he's getting bigger, shit. Oh, but I mean, it's hard to tell. You can't really tell, because off season, bro, I get fucking pretty big off season. So off season, I feel I'm bigger than everybody off season. I feel I just fucking I don't necessarily pull it together properly, so I couldn't tell. So I'm honestly very impressed, and the way he trains, with all due respect, that's my friend, that's my homie, but it doesn't look like a way to train that I would think you would put on a ton of muscle. It kind of looks fluffy to me. So I'm watching, I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But the shit works. So it's whatever works for you is what you should do. It obviously works for him, because he put on, well, he put on what? That's 20 pounds of muscle. Granted, he wasn't feeding himself, right? So you go from holding back calories, you want to be lean for social media, to fucking pushing that fucking food. You can make some changes, especially on a bigger frame like that. You can make some changes. So but I think he told me he was down to 245. So technically, I was bigger than him, but I was so flat and he was so full. He looked twice my size.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like I said, it's something that I thought I had to do, and I did it, and now I know where to go from there. But yeah, that's it's funny how the world works, man. It's just things kind of fall in place.
I don't believe in coincidences, man. That was meant to happen. That was the universe.
That was meant to happen.
Joe, let's see how you can, when something gets thrown at you, we're talking about confidence.
Yeah.
It's I thought that was a test for me, finding out he was in that show. I was was that going to fuck me up mentally, or was I still on that same path? Okay, this is the reality. Yeah. Do I truly believe in myself?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't question myself. I was like, no, Joe, you do not revert back to thinking otherwise. No, you know what you've done. You don't know what this guy's about, but you know what you're about. So go fucking show them. So that's how I get my mindset.
Nobody was gonna, like, from what I saw at that 6 weeks out, nobody was gonna beat that, bro. Like that wasn't gonna be beat. You know, he did really good though. I mean, he impressed me because, like I said, you have to earn the respect on stage. Social media is social media. You know, we know our angles, we know the lighting. You know, I have a video guy, like he knows the he tells me what filters to put on it, like in Lightroom, like it's cheat codes, but that's business. That's not bodybuilding. That's a promo, right? That's promoting products. That's promoting coaching. That's not bodybuilding. But you could do both. You just got to look good on stage. It's just that simple. Like Regan does it. But what you can't do is you can't look at the picture and be like, that's going to be on stage, because that's not what's going to be on stage. But you can still win the show if you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be that on stage. It just has to be a winning package. You know, as somebody like you, nobody knows what the fuck is going on, and you just pop up and you win, which is kind of dope too.
Well, what was cool was, when they like Sulios and Bodybuilders Without Borders was trying to post, and they showed me as a heavyweight or a super heavy.
Yeah.
Because again, everybody thought I was gonna be a heavyweight. So when they saw my picture in the super heavy, they asked, like, a couple people asked me, like, "Yo, is that a mistake or what's going on?" Like, "Nah, man, I'm a super heavy apparently." And you see the comments like, "Yo, who is this guy? Where'd he come from?"
Yeah. Nobody. I was trying to tell people about you, but you can't. Like, they got to see it for themselves. People they won't believe it. It was kind of like, yeah, but Joe, and they're like, huh? Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, just I guess everybody's gonna see eventually. You know, it's like, because I think people, it's hard, but now people do get caught up in social media a lot. It is what it's just a sign of the times. So
yeah.
But I'm a big believer. That's why I want to put you guys like out there as well. I'm a big believer that, but we have to earn a living. We work hard. You got to earn a living, bro. So, as far as I'm concerned, you got to do both to a point. But the main focus should be the stage. If you consider yourself a bodybuilder,
absolutely, that's where the love and the passion comes in.
But now let me turn over to Paul. I don't think we really talked since you got your card. I feel like I've been like hyped for y'all, like on the low, like back behind the, like literally when Joe won, like I was like hyped backstage, and I was like, why am I standing here? Like, I came out like, oh, I found Paul. I'm just standing there like looking from the side, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So yeah,
bro, you were so tired. I was so bothered, man. Beatty has suffered hard. This motherfucker looks like he's about to pass out. I was like, I wanted to give him some of my fucking chips. I was like, I don't know if that's what his protocol was. I was like, fuck.
I wasn't gonna eat anything backstage.
I could tell. Trust me, I could tell that, man. I
was gonna sit there, starve, and sweat, bro. At one point,
you didn't do no honey or Rice Krispies or peanut butter, none of that.
You didn't do shit. I was watching him. Oh, that motherfucker just laid down and just embraced what was about to go down.
I didn't get up to about 1 second, bro. They're like, number 56. I'm like, I ain't hear shit. I'm fucking number 56. I'm fucking.
I heard that.
I'm not using this energy, bro, because I want to pose hard. But once I get up there, you know me, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give up. But I wasn't flexing, bro. I was going like this. I couldn't flex. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's in hindsight is 50-50, but I had to do it because at the cow, bro, I gotta be honest, bro. Like, I don't get outwardly pissed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't show it, but inside, bro, oh man, I'll be livid. But I just, the only person who knows is my girl, because she'll see me in the car like this.
Yeah, of course.
You look great, baby. Don't fucking say it. Don't say you look great.
I look great. I would have fucking won.
No, but I look back and I look good, but there was some mistakes there. I ate a little too close to the stage. My stomach was out a little bit. That I didn't like. My glutes could have been harder, for sure. So the little things that pissed me off. So then then being an extremist like we all are, especially without a coach, I go the opposite direction. But it was something I want. But Compton said good call. He said, yeah, for you were better off going more flat. He's like, I wouldn't have had you that flat, but I definitely
100%. You know, I think it's a combination of pushing it to the level that you went
and bringing it back
up. But then timing it, by bringing it back up. And I think, shit, you got to really, like, I'm a realist. You look at the reality of what happened. You came in that flat and you took fourth.
Yeah.
You know, and we had a good class up there.
Yeah, we did.
And so it's just like you were that close. And it's just pretty much a timing issue. And then, like I said, that reignited metabolism. So that's where those second eyes comes in. That little fear that you put yourself, that lack of confidence, someone's going to make that decision for you that knows what they're doing.
Facts, yeah.
And it's not that you don't. You just can't see yourself the way others do.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin, because Martin been trying. He was trying to give me point of view that, yo, you need to go eat. But at that point, I was like, I had already, my mind was made up. I was like, nobody's gonna change my mind. Nobody's gonna change my mind. I was like, so I didn't eat. And he's like, hey, I told you, I told you. Keon too. Keon was like, yo, you're a muscle belly guy. You need to show your muscle bellies. I'm like, bro, I've been showing my muscle bellies. They ain't feeling this shit.
They ain't feeling this shit.
They ain't feeling this belly shit.
But you are showing a watered down muscle belly.
Yeah.
There's too much belly.
I got fortress.
Yeah, your muscle belly had a belly, dog. Like
it was
muscle bellies were bloated.
Too much belly. So it gotta be flat, then give them 50% belly. I was giving them 100% fucking belly. They were like, nah, we don't see that belly.
A muscle full of glycogen only looks a lot better than a muscle full of glycogen with a layer of water.
Facts, but it doesn't take much, bro. It could be like, it could be 2 pounds of water, and you can look like a different person, literally. Like it's small. Once you're that lean, bro, it's like every single percentage. Like, cause I was going meal by meal. I would eat piss and be like, I look different. Eat piss, I do different. Even my girl's been watching me for the last 7 years. So she's like, I don't really want to say. I think you shredded enough there. I think you're good to go. You think so? Maybe the burn. Yeah, but I wasn't.
They learn to have the eye for it.
They do. Yeah, and it's funny you say that, huh?
Yeah,
that's true. You're around it enough. You see it. Like you see others at a high level. You're like, I think you're there.
Yeah, I mean, she picks it up. She's looking like, okay, Joe. She's like, yeah, Joe is going with this shit. Like, it's not, but she's real. She's not, because I'm blunt with her. Like, I don't sugarcoat with her. She don't sugarcoat with me. Like, I don't want that girl, babe. Oh, you look so good, attaboy. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear. You know what I mean?
I want to hear, yeah.
The cool part of that show was, you bring, like, people come out to see you, right? But they've never been to a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
And so they don't really know what they're looking at. Mm-hmm. But then when you go up there and shit, the people that don't know what's going on, they're like, I don't know, Joe, I don't know much about this shit, but you really stand out there. So I
yeah.
Well, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's how you know you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? She sees me in the room, so she was taking a picture and she was like, "Wait, flex that leg again." And my right leg in particular, it was the cross striations all the way from my kneecap up. And then she didn't see that on the stage. She was like, "Hey, flex your legs." I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't flex. I can't flex." She was like, "Well, then that's your fault. Eat so you can flex." And then if I show you the picture, of the night show, I wasn't even flexing that hard, but I saw it in my posing routine. I saw the side leg like split, and then I saw the thing split. I was like, okay, there it goes. So like she at this point, her eye is better than mine when it's that close to the show.
Yeah,
So, but okay, we've been going pretty long. So let's talk about. You guys saw Hunter, right? Bro.
Amazing.
Let me share.
Impressive.
I gotta pull this up because it's like, you know how we see like Instagram. you know how we see like certain looks, like I said, on social media, right? And we're like, yo, that would look crazy on stage, but then sometimes it don't translate, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when it actually does translate, it's like holy shit. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that?
Well, if you watch some of his like his peak week training videos and updates, like I said, like on peak week that he just uploaded,
yeah,
it's a video, so you're literally watching him move and how lines move and stuff. And I told Paul, like, dude, this guy Hunter looks incredible,
bro.
because videos tell a little more than a picture does, because you get to see the whole body move in unison and stuff, and just him setting up, and I'm like, fuck, man, like Hunter's got no problem making the Olympia, and then on top of that, I even went as far as saying that I think he's top 5 like material. I think like he'll only go as high as 5, but I truly believe that physique is best 5 in the world.
Yeah, I looking at it too. I mean, his legs are so much better. His back is insanely improved. I mean, his sweeps, his sweeps on his quads are, oh my god, where did those come from?
Bro, that shit was so.
What that comes from, Paul? Real food, not Quest bars.
Yeah, not 4 shakes.
Come on, buddy. I'm about to go make a meal, so if you see me moving around, that's what I'm doing.
There you go. I'm over here. This shit is telling me I can't log in my thing.
Hunter wasn't one of my favorite physiques last year. I always said I didn't really care for his physique, but I can't say that no more, bro. His physique has vastly improved.
He changed big time, bro.
Like night and day.
What he did to his physique is nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, personally, I think I always kind of saw it, because I remember telling Paul about it, but I don't think he ever like pulled it together. But it was him kind of like, I think, not allowing the coach to take the reins completely.
I think that's where he was fucking up.
Absolutely. I mean, ain't no coach gonna have you drinking 3 or 4 shakes, out of 6 meals.
Yeah, he was dropping the ball there, but once he really stuck to it, it's game over now. That he's next level.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
That's what I mean. That's what we're talking about, being coachable. Like they have an eye and knowledge for this that you necessarily. It's not that you don't know what you're doing, but sometimes that second eye really helps. 9 times out of 10, I feel like it does.
829. Being locked out of my account. Hopefully it goes through on Instagram. Oh, there we go. Boom, perfect. Not now. Let me know if you could see the. Hold on, trust this device. This was me. Holy shit! I gotta change my password. Use strong password. This is the MacBook is so they're trying to keep. Oh, there we go. I'm in there. Update password, not now. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen. Let me know.
Justin Compton, if you're watching this, I'm fucking starving.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Multiple. Okay.
I actually love this next meal. It's my chicken and rice.
What you guys see on the screen right now?
Your Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to make sure you don't see anything crazy. You gotta.
Stay out of your photo gallery.
You gotta stay out of the photos. I gotta stay out of the fucking DMs.
Don't hit your search. Recent searches.
Be very, very careful what I do next. Okay. Even the fucking search history is kind of let me go ahead and clear this.
A little questionable, little suspect.
Let me go ahead and clear this search history. But should I go to Hunter? Who got the best videos? Like Bodybuilding Without Borders?
Oh, he had some on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some crazy fucking videos I saw.
I think he had some stills.
My thing is this: not only was he peeled and full and round, and his legs were massive. His glutes were, so it's one thing to just be peeled, right? But he could have been peeled and flat and the whole nine. Oh, this guy was crazy. I thought this guy was incredible too. But, yeah, because they were making fun of him when he guest posed. Remember, weren't they making fun of him because he was like off season and his stomach was hanging and shit?
That's really chubby, right?
I didn't think it was that bad, but it's like, does it matter? Off season, some of the fattest.
He came from being from Classic, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I think some of the worst, fattest off seasons make some of the best bodybuilders. Like
I couldn't agree more.
I used to see Sean Roden, and he looked like an amateur off season. But that man was, huh? What you say?
I said Lee Priest, Jay Cutler.
Yeah, the whole nine. I don't see the video. Onto video, I see pictures.
I think those videos came out before the show, so they're gonna be
not that one. The one, the 4K one, maybe Sulios. Remember the 4K posing video from the show.
Oh, from the show.
I'm excited to see what this does for Ben Chow. It really goes to show he knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, I think
I like Ben a lot.
I think he got it down pat. I think Ben proves himself.
And I mean, he was alongside Luke Sandow for so long. So like, literally watching, his coach with him and everything, what to look for. I just think it's like,
you guys see that?
Yeah.
Bro, is it me or his legs are crazy?
No, his legs are insane, bro.
They're huge,
majorly improved.
And then you could barely see his chest hair because I remember, but he's being smart with the way he flexes. You see, he didn't flex his chest too hard on the last spread. He's actually a good poser, low key. Look at the hamstring. Look at the chest striations. That's amazing, bro. The calves, I mean, they don't judge calves, but the hammies are fucking dug out.
His hammies are peeled.
Bro, look at his Christmas tree. His whole Christmas tree lit up.
Weren't they saying a while back, wasn't he one of the ones that had the lower back issue too, though?
He did. I mean, you get stretched.
I honestly think that was more of a posing thing.
I think so.
They were saying about squeezing your glutes or leaving them out, right?
Yeah.
Just like, I think they do this thing where they don't hinge right. They kind of push back, or they kind of push your butt out.
100% right.
It's a posing thing for sure.
So Compton told me that before about my back because my back double was horrible, and it was like I was like, yo, I have no back. He's like, that's not true because you can't have a thick lat spread and then all of a sudden you hit a double bicep and you have no lower back. Like it doesn't work that way. If that's the case, it's because you don't know how to hit the pose properly. You're not hitting it properly for your body. Because if I'm just standing like in the gym like this, relaxed, and my back is turtle shell, and then I hit a back double bicep and it's gone, that means I'm not hitting the pose right. Because
you probably retracting your scapula.
Exactly. That means the back is there. You just don't know how to display it. So what I have to do is I kind of have to flex my abs and squeeze my traps a little bit together, and then the detail comes. But if I'm flat, it's not there. If I'm flat, it looks high. So I think with Hunter and Ian, when they're flat, the back is gone. But you see them hit the last spread or standing there, they have the back thickness.
Yeah. His lower lats are striated too.
Exactly. But yeah, he looked Hunter looked incredible. This guy right here, I don't know about y'all. I thought he looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He did classic before, they said.
Brady King, I believe he did, bro. I believe he did.
Well, he looks classic, just big now.
Big classic. Didn't I tell you that, Paul?
No, I think I read it in his comments on some other shit.
No, I was like, this guy looks like a giant classic guy.
Look at the glutes from the side. Holy shit. Holy. That used to be my goal, to look like a giant classic guy, but now I'm like, I just want to look like a freak with a small waist, more like a Curry, or like a
I can see the Brandon Curry thing.
That's usually what I get on like the bodybuilding pages. Mm-hmm. They're like Brandon's little brother.
I can see it.
It's not a bad thing.
No. I like his physique. I'm a huge fan of Brandon. I fucking like the round, the crazy round shoulders, arms, and chest. I like that look, even though I don't really train arms, but I still like the look, you know. You just have to make sure you're in balance, because you have to have a big back and big legs. If not, then it starts to look a little weird, you know.
And he has insanely wide lats. Like his lat spread.
Ridiculously wide. That's crazy. And then I think John isn't getting his just due, because John De La Rosa, you know, he's been injured. He's also a lot older, and he doesn't get the credit for that. And I think John looks amazing. He's just been,
bro. Placing size, he's placing and stuff, and being on a layoff for like 5 years. That's incredible.
He's being overshadowed because he's getting second, so he's not really being talked about. But isn't this a video? What is the video?
All right, real quick, back to Brady King. Yeah, he got his pro card in 2020 North Americans. Was overall classic physique winner there.
Classic
physique.
Holy shit!
I don't know what his weight was.
That's not that long ago, bro.
2020. I don't know what his weight was. He's 5'10". Looks a lot bigger on stage.
Yeah, bro, he looks like a 6-footer, easy.
Yeah.
So he must be like 5. He must be like 5'10" and a half. He must be like, you know what I'm saying? Because usually, like, if you're 5'9" and a half, most people say 5'10". He's probably like 5'10" and a half, and he doesn't round it up. He probably just rounds it down, maybe.
So it looks like his last classic physique show was 2022. He did a Grand Rapids championship.
So that's why that off season got like heavy like that, because he had to
put that mask on.
It worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It worked.
The thing he's only going to keep getting better.
Facts. Joe, did you ever get like the HD footage for your posing?
No,
they didn't get it. Damn. Oh, I mean, I feel like they have it in the archive. They just won't give it to you. But they film everybody that comes out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't pay for it, so.
Yeah, well, because if you know you're gonna win, you don't got to pay for it. You just win, and you take the fucking. You don't need the video when you won. He's like, I'm
gonna. People send me videos of myself, but no like HD shit.
Man, what do you guys think about Crizzo? You hear a lot of mixed reviews. Like, some people think he's overrated. He got no ass. And some people think he's the next big thing. Oh shit! Look at Jonathan.
Hey, Paul, what did you call me about him yesterday?
He's supposed to be doing Texas. He's doing Texas in 2 weeks.
Okay,
I understand it.
So I feel like he pulled the fast one on us, because when I saw him, he was like, he's dealing with injuries and stuff like that. But then I saw this and I was like, yo, you doing Texas? And he was like, he's not 100% sure yet. He said that's the plan, but if his body lets him. It's kind of vague. It's kind of vague. He's definitely fighting for it.
The look right here looks like his body's letting him. I mean, he looks good. He looks decent shape right here.
Yeah.
What is wrong with him, though? What injuries do you have?
He's been battling shoulder and hip. Is it hip? I don't know.
I think so, right? When he was training yeah, I think it was his hip.
I mean, let's be real. The man don't need to ever train legs in his life.
Yeah, man, his legs still look phenomenal.
Yeah, well, that's probably a good place to be injured if you're gonna look like that.
Yeah. I mean, his actual shoulders are actually big. His upper body can be bigger, but I mean, you're not gonna catch up to those legs. It is what it is at that point, you know. And he's big. He's big for his body. I think that's all that. I think he has enough muscle. What do you think?
I think I like Rami, but Rami's so wide.
Yeah.
Like it kind of throws his look off by having quads that big.
Yeah.
He's not small up top, but I think it looks a little smaller than he actually is because his quads are so big.
Yeah. I was with my older brother at the USA, and I was like, "Yo, Jonathan, yo, show my older brother your leg," and he couldn't because he couldn't roll his shorts up. He was like this. I was like, "It's okay, it's okay." I don't think those shorts is going budge, bro. But yeah, I think, bro, I think he has crazy potential.
Oh yeah,
but because his legs are so big, I think he's gonna need a bigger back and bigger arms.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. Like, they don't show his back, huh? His like any lat spreads or rear double biceps.
But he doesn't show much of anything. If I'm being honest, we're lucky to even have this picture to go by because he doesn't really show his physique at all.
Yeah.
And I think he has an amazing physique. You know, I think he has an amazing physique. He basically did what Joe did. He won the Colorado show, then he won the Nationals. He literally did what Joe did down south. That's down south.
He's a Compton too, right?
You what? Yeah,
he's a Compton too.
He turned pro with Compton.
Yeah.
I know he's a coach himself. I don't know if he's coaching himself or Compton's coaching because I don't see Compton posting his prep, which would lead me to believe that he's probably coaching himself because, you know, when Compton was coaching him, they would both post, you know. I don't know. Who knows? He could be telling Compton not to post as well because he seems like a low-key guy.
Yeah, Compton ain't going to post to it. Compton ain't going to post you unless you tag him in it anyways.
No. Yeah. But me and him are actually doing a podcast too, like a separate podcast. So I mean, we don't have to talk about this because he didn't bring this to my attention when we was discussing the podcast. he left that part out of it. But hopefully, if you watch it, Jonathan, hopefully you do the show. I think you should do it, regardless of how you think you look. You're never gonna think you look good because that's just how we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
then you use it as a stepping stone to keep getting better. Shit.
Exactly, and we know he's gonna be shredded. I don't know if you guys remember that Nationals, but homie comes in. He comes in pills.
Pills. Yeah.
Who else we uncover? We don't have to wrap it up soon because we all got meals and family.
I'm eating mine right now.
Yeah, we don't play around, man.
I was like, yo, it's been 3 hours. I'm gonna fucking make this shit. I'm hungry.
At the end of the day, we bodybuilders. So we doing a podcast. We still gonna get the job done. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a meal. We gonna go eat right on the fucking podcast. Straight up, you know.
Right here.
Yeah. You guys know Trey? Trey Seps is his Instagram. He did USA's last year. He was peeled, but he's so tall that you stand next to like a beef stew, and you're this tall. It doesn't translate the same, but he got crazy potential, bro. Crazy potential. Let me see. They didn't even tag him. I don't know why they just posted the picture without tagging him. But he's gonna be a part. He's doing nationals, I believe. Yeah, but I think we covered everything. As far as Tampa, I don't think we got to talk about places. I'm pretty sure everybody had had Hunter winning.
Yeah, there was no doubt in anybody's mind.
But the other placings, right? Okay, so I think Joe from the front, bro, could stand next to anybody. It's just that his glutes and hams kind of don't get that hard. What's his name again? Joe is Joe, right?
Joe Thomas.
Joel Thomas.
Joe
Yeah.
Thomas. From the front, he's grainy and fucking shredded, bro. Hard as nails. From the back, sometimes the glutes and hams are a little soft. So I think that's why he got fourth. If you're judging the front, he could have been second. Could have been.
But even if you look at his back, like the Terry's muscles and stuff, they don't flare as much, and
yeah, they don't get
a little bit on thickness.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's more that.
A little more polish work on detail work.
Yeah.
But okay, so looking at this, who do you think had the best back shot? I'm looking at John, and I think he had the most detail on his actual back.
But I think there's a good balance on Hunter's where it's not as detailed as John's, but just enough with way more thickness, and I think that's why he capitalizes on it.
And then look at Brady. Look at Brady's back. I mean, shit, his back is wider than all three of them. He got just as much detail, if not more, than them. You know.
I don't know. I just think the way Hunter's peaked, his muscles just pop out. My eyes are drawn straight to Hunter's back.
Yeah,
and that's not even because he won. Like literally, that's the first thing I see because I see John's like striations in his traps and stuff, and they said all that detail. But because of the like perfect balance of pop and size and stuff, Hunter's just really pops out at you.
I gotta agree. What I will say though, I think Brady is new, and this is the first time they've seen him. I think Brady could have been second. I think so. I think he was that good. I
think John's more balanced than him. I think he's great, but I think John's more balanced, like overall.
He is, yeah. John is more balanced. You are right with that.
Because I look at like even as much in the back double, like look at how the triceps are kind of flat.
Yeah,
you know, and like look how much thicker John's legs are from the sweeps, and how he's able to put his legs closer together, and how dug out his hammies are in detail. Like I just think he's just more complete.
Yeah, you get a point. I think I'm probably being biased because of Brady. I like his look.
But then look even on the side shot, like look at the thickness on John. Look at his hammy drop. Look at the pop on his outer sweep from the hip. Like
it's pretty.
But your boy Joe's fucking ass is dug out like no other.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But okay, so let me actually, since we had a show before. Oh, this is my homie right here. I like Jordan's look. Like he doesn't overwhelm me with size or anything, but I feel like he's flawless. I feel like he needs more size to be like a top pro, but I feel like his physique like flawless, bro. I feel like he's missing nothing. Just like that physique with 10 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
More width like Stanimal a little bit.
Huh?
Like Stanimal?
Yeah. Just like peeled and balanced. I think he has more potential than Stanimal.
No, I do too. Yeah. I do too.
His glutes been etched now for weeks.
He needs more detail in the back.
You read my mind.
I think he can hit that pose better, bro. I think he can bring his elbows back and create more detail. I think he could actually lean back and squeeze his back a little more. What do you think?
Maybe we trap the scap a little bit and open up.
I think
pull the elbows forward.
Because when I hit it like that, I have nothing. You can see nothing in my back. But literally, yeah. If I pull the elbow forward and I pull my elbow back and lean maybe like a half an inch back, that shit lights up more. You know, especially in that condition.
That's the way Joe hits it.
Yeah. Joe hits it perfectly. Joe hits that shit fucking. That's why posing is so important because Joe could make that pose look not as good. You know, like if he poses it different, it could look 10% worse. But Joe gets the most out of it. You know, so that's. But anyway,
even his front lat spread, it's definitely an elbow thing. Like he doesn't pull it far enough forward.
Yeah.
So he's like holding back on his lats.
I don't know who this is, but I thought he had big arms. Nick always looks good. But yeah, we didn't talk about the Chicago Pro because we didn't do the podcast that week. But before we talk about it, I guess let me go down to it if I can find it. Who you guys feel Justin deserved the win?
I do.
How about
I
you?
think if John would have came in a little more conditioned, that he could have had it. But I just think that Justin's shape was so pretty, and then like he had the conditioning to match it, that he really stood out. I really like Justin's physique.
Handsome young man. That black guy was handsome like this dude.
That dude's built different.
My boy Zay, I was so I fucking cried, my boy. I know Zay very well, so I kind of know like what he been through and how hard he works, bro. Boy, he's so grateful, bro. That shit it makes me like he'll go there and he'll be like, "Oh, thank God, I'm so like." He's not even talking about winning. He's like, "Oh, thank God, I'm here. I get the chance to be healthy and be." And I'm like, "Bro, sometimes like I wish I could think like that because when I'm there, I'm like." I'm so locked in. I'm like, I like how he thinks. And the fact that he could think like that and win, I like it. Like, he's like, oh my God, can't believe I'm here. Thank God. I'm not from America. Like, I came here. I'm doing this thing, bodybuilding. I'm doing my best and fucking guy's pro card, you know?
I love Jay. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He's one of those guys, too, that's very, very genuine, very humble, very real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love seeing guys like that reach it, you know. And I remember a few years ago, he wasn't very sure himself. Like I don't feel like he thought he could do it. But I'm glad.
Right before he stepped on stage, after I said, "Zay, you just got to believe, man." I was like, "I'm looking at you, and I can tell you have it, so you got to believe it."
Yeah, I told him last year he was gonna win. I thought he had it last year. But it didn't work. It didn't work out that way. But he just came back, you know.
Yeah. So much more improved too. So much better.
Yeah. Why they don't have fucking HD pics of this fucking Chicago Pro?
They know.
I do these bum ass videos, but
their lighting look horrible too.
Bro, that bottom light they did it the year before too. That they got like this bottom light bullshit.
Who didn't they do that for the cow?
Yeah, you're right. Some years they did that. There was a couple years they did it for the cow. They have like front and then bottom light.
Yeah, it was ugly.
It makes your stomach look washed out, first of all, and then everybody can say, "You really think the whole the top 10 just came in with washed out abs?" Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heavily doubt that.
Probably not, you know. And these are guys who are known, like, let's be real. These three guys are known for really good midsections too, right? So the fact that it all looks washed out is kind of tells you. But yeah, so Joe, you had Justin winning?
Yeah, I would have had it the other way, but Justin came in more conditioned.
How about you, Paul?
Like better shape.
Yeah, I think he had the best balance. Well, one thing about him, like because the front relaxed and front doubles are first. Once he opens that up, it's going to be very hard to beat him in those poses.
Yeah, those wow factors really stand out and catch your eye.
They do. When they turn around to the back, that's where Stanimal shine with his condition for sure. And then John's thickness and detail definitely stood out here too. Justin, he's never been a guy that gets etched out glutes, but they're never soft. You know what I'm saying? He's in shape. They're squared off. He just doesn't get lines in his glutes like a Regan or a Samson. Some people are like that, you know. Some people just don't get lines in it. But
his hammies are peeled.
Yeah, his hammies are peeled. So you almost have one. Huh? What's that?
Hammies are peeled, like so. I don't even worry about glutes to that point.
Makes up for it. What I will say is that his back looked denser, like 4 weeks out, but when you have new muscle in the area and maybe you get a little flatter, it does sometimes doesn't look as detailed.
Well, I mean, also I think the lighting here compared to that picture sucks, because if you look at John De La Rosa's back, we just saw it. Like, it looks good here, but it looked even better at the other one, and
way harder.
The lighting's completely different.
I think we need to see him under better light to really get a better idea of what was there. And then when you're there in person, that's when you really get to see everything. But yeah, I think we got to see him under better light to really get a understanding of his physique. But even so, under this light, I think he did really good. I think he killed it. And
yeah,
he's like a really good dude. I like Justin a lot.
Yeah, I messaged him the day of his show, telling him, I was like, man, I feel like I was on prep with you. You just going first, because he competed the weekend before us.
Yeah, he did. I was going back and forth with him a little bit too. Just he's fun to talk to. He's one of those guys. He got a good sense of humor. He's a nice guy. And if you watch this, Justin, whenever you in LA, you better stop by damn Fit Nation. Come through, get money. You don't want to go to those other gyms and be around all these little kids
with tripods.
You're gonna kick that shit over. Yeah. That's a good, most muscular.
Yeah,
you don't expect that from like an aesthetic guy, right? To have like
that fullness up top and stuff.
Yeah, that's impressive. Some calves too, man.
Huge.
I fucking wish I had calves, man. There's literally like 4 pros with calves. You got Hunter, you got Joe, you got Justin. Who else? That's about it. like legit.
You know who had great calves too was Phil Heath. He had really good calves too, man.
You know what? That's so for this offseason, I want to get a big back, right? So this is my screensaver.
That's sick.
Ooh, that's 2013. Look at that motherfucker. And then my backup. Let me show you my backup. How you do this? This is my backup screensaver. That's a bad dude, Compton, Coach Compton.
Bro, I love Compton's physique,
bro. You saw my post, man. Like, bro, he doesn't get enough credit as a bodybuilder and as a coach, man. I mean, some of the looks he bought, bro. I don't even. First of all, I don't know if he got third. I think he should have won that one. With all due respect to Branch did not beat Compton, brother. Branch did not beat Compton that show.
I think that honestly was with whatever because Compton had a certain look, but I think in that era they were rewarding something like the Branch, like the
green,
the thick,
that thick monster,
monster look.
Compton literally, like he had that Phil look, like the condition but bursting full, not grainy. There's no graininess. It's lines, shape, but the fullness, man. Shit.
Like, honestly, Justin in this era would be very high up there.
Well, okay. Look at Shire and Justin. Compton is basically Shire supersize. So whatever Shire's weaknesses is like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically Shire with no gaps and 20 pounds of muscle. That's unbeatable. And basically that's kind of how Compton looked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're both Justins too.
Yeah.
So you basically take that shape he had plus 20 pounds of muscle with more back thickness. That's what they're telling me he needs, and that's literally what Compton was.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I thought Compton was fucking phenomenal, bro. I thought he was insane.
Very balanced, very complete.
Yeah, he gave me like Phil vibes, but it was clean, bro. It was clean. Man, that was a crazy era, but I think we've been on like 2 hours by now, right?
I'm about to take a nap. Like, I ate a meal and it put me right to sleep over here. I'm like, oh fuck.
Let's cut this one there because I feel like we could talk, bro. We could talk forever. I'm gonna see her at the gym. We're gonna talk forever at the gym too. So it's like, let's cut it short so we can have something to talk about next week.
Right. Yeah, man. There's always something to talk about.
Oh yeah, we always gone. I don't even know it's on record. We just fucking we shooting the shit out here.
Yeah, that's how it always goes. End up at Fit Nation for 3 hours post workout.
Yeah, sweating your ass off in the back, dog.
Yeah, bro, I'm sweating in my damn room right now. I'm like, what the fuck? How this translate?
Shit, that's gonna come in handy in prep because, bro, I'm a water buffalo. I'm a water buffalo. So if I could get a nice sweat going in prep, that'll do me wonders.
Oh my boy, I'm
telling you, Nation, bro.
Like I said, we changed our workouts to 7 p.m. now.
Yeah,
working out 11, 12, 1, 2. I mean, you're walking out after they do cardio too. Shorts are drenched, shirts drenched. You can wring it out. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think you guys in that gym. I think y'all gonna turn me into a different beast, and that's the game plan. So I'm definitely gonna be out there. But let me not hold you up anymore. I gotta eat this meal, and it's my off day. But I gotta be honest, my girl got plans. So I'm about to hit the fucking gym.
There you
go. Now I'm gonna hit another back day so I could
look like Phil Heath.
Back day.
There you go.
It's gonna be on Compton Day. So Compton. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Great seeing you, brother.
Nice talking to y'all, like always.
All right, Paul, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.